Hey everyone. Okay, so quick update, a quick post. I want to give a shout out to We Got Receipts on YouTube for playing this video.
Because even their own senators are calling them out for it.
John Fetterman.
Well, I mean, for me, fundamentally, I'm deeply distressing to know that 42 million Americans are going to lose their SNAP benefits. And now that's one of the big reasons why I refuse to shutting our government down. And again, I feel like the Democrats really need to own the shutdown. I mean, we're shutting it down. I know why they think that they want to address the tax credits.
That's coming from one of their own. Okay, so Chuck Schumer, this message is for you. Hakeem Jeffries, this message is for you. And every other Democrat who is currently voting continuously to shut down the government. Democratic leaders understand the American people are done with the nonsense. We will not choose to renew your position. When it comes time to re-elect you, we're going to go with whoever is on the other side, just so you know. Because all this nonsense about the EBT and the government shutdown, they've already said repeatedly that the Democrats are using it. This is coming from their own mouths, that they are using this as leverage to get what they want, which is free health care for millions of illegal immigrants. They were already receiving SNAP benefits and Section 8 housing and all this other stuff. And the Democrats, Chuck Schumer was like, oh, no. Yeah, they were. And it was proven. And I'm sorry, but if you are in this country illegally, you should not be receiving those benefits. They are for American citizens only. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean I think that children should go without food. But that's entirely up to the parents to feed their children. Just saying.
Fully support that. I voted for all of their RCRs every single time, and I refuse to put 42 million Americans in those kinds of food insecurity. Now, this is all solved by just reopen our government and the people are now paid.
So basically what's happening is that Congress needs to pass something called a continuing resolution or a CR, as you heard Fetterman mention. A continuing resolution will essentially fund the government thus reopening. Democrats are claiming that Republicans
at the end of December, obviously open enrollment starts November 1st. Over in the House, there are 14 House Republicans who have said that they will sign on and they will vote for a one-year extension of the subsidy.
So even Caitlin Collins of CNN is admitting that there are 14 House Republicans who support extending the ACA premium subsidies for at least a year. So Democrats are trying to say that they're shutting down the government because Republicans do not support these subsidies, which is a lie. So even Caitlin Collins of CNN is admitting that there are no House Republicans who support extending the subsidies for a year. AOC, however, claims that extending them for 1 year is not enough. She keeps moving the goalposts.
Well, that proposal was laughable. Do you think that's laughable, or is that something you could get behind?
Yeah, no,
Let me say this. AOC is one of the elites. Bernie Sanders is one of the elite. These are people that no longer should be allowed power because they take their power and they use it as a weapon against the American people.
tell you why it's laughable. Because it's cynical. Republicans want to sign on to just a one little extra year of these ACA funds.
That's BS, and she knows it. AOC is full of BS, okay? Because it's all the Democrats that did this. All the Democrats. They could choose at any time because they were all ready to sign off on it 6-8 months ago or whatever it was. And because of the health insurance, because Chuck Schumer and AOC and Bernie Sanders and all of them got to have their free health care and SNAP benefits for their illegals because the illegal immigrants probably went to them and said, we can't stay in this country if we don't get government assistance. They should not be receiving governmental assistance of any kind. Just saying. Because,
Subsidy. You want to know why? What's happening next year? Midterm election. They want to extend these subsidies just a year extra so that people don't realize the dupes that they are pulling.
This girl is, I swear, I can't. Lord, please give me the patience. Okay, let me explain something. AOC and Bernie Sanders and Chuck Schumer and all of them have one plan. They must, at all cost, stay in power. They flooded this country with a voter base of illegal immigrants. Then all of a sudden, blue states like New York and LA and all of that, Los Angeles and California, blue states like that, you know what ends up happening? They get to then vote in local elections, keeping these people in power. Because if they allowed them here and get them all this governmental assistance, free housing, free money, free food, well, by golly, they're going to vote for them. That's how they stay in power. Because normal American citizens are not voting for these people. Liberals are voting for these people. Leftist lunatics are voting for these people, but not normal American citizens who hold a normal, everyday American job.
So that they can all re-elect themselves and
Re-elect themselves?
allow those things to expire the moment that they win re-election.
So if
Did this lady go to college at all?
Christie is clearly in the House, she's a congressperson, their elections happen every 2 years. She doesn't seem to reelect.
And yeah, that's another thing. Your election, you get elected every 2 years, not every year, just so you know. So she's not even smart enough to figure that out, that she has a timeline wrong. They're making shit up as they go because they really don't have an answer.
Is the cell phone of admitting that Republicans are not opposed to these subsidies, that they have supported extending them for a year, and that Democrats are essentially keeping the government shut down for political purposes.
Exactly.
If she admits that they want to extend them for a year, then the Democrat Party's argument that Republicans don't want to extend these subsidies completely falls apart. But I guess she's never been the brightest bulb. But this is how you know that Democrats are merely playing political games. They are
They literally are. They're all political games that these Democrats are playing.
explicitly extending the shutdown in order to energize their base to turn out the vote in the Virginia and New Jersey gubernatorial elections.
And one more thing. New York City mayor election is today. Guys, don't do it. Don't vote for Mandani. I mean, come on. I don't want to hear it in 6 months when you guys go, what did we do? Because your crime rate through the roof because he wants to defund the police. And we know how that works out because we've been there, done that. Just saying, New Yorkers, you know us. You know we're survivors, but come on. Don't be dumb. I know you don't like Cuomo that much. I get it. I'm a New Yorker. I get it. But don't. Don't vote Mandani. He can't do any of the things he said. He's lying about the things he plans on doing. And then on top of that, he won't condemn any of the three things that he was asked to condemn. Hezbollah, and we know what bad people those are. Hamas, nope, won't condemn them. Nope. Shirallah, won't condemn it. Nope. I think President Bush, President Bush, what? I haven't had enough coffee today, apparently. But President Trump, do a federal, what do you call the thing? Executive order. Do an executive order to ban that in this country. This is not an Islam, and I have no problem with anybody's religion. You have the right to have freedom of religion in this country. God bless. That's all I can say about that. But no, this is not a country that is Islamic or that would follow the Islamic religion or whatever, ideology or whatever it is. I don't know. Just that being said. And that's got nothing to do with Madami as a person. I don't care that he's Muslim. What I care about is that he has no work experience. You're going to put a man in charge of the largest city in America, the literal financial backbone of America, and you're going to put him in charge. He's had zero work experience in government. That would be like if my 21-year-old daughter ran for mayor and then got elected with zero experience. And he's literally telling people, oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Free store, government. What government is running your stores? Because the federal government isn't going to. State-run stores, good luck with that. Because they never get stock delivered. They always have issues with stealing. So they always end up failing. Not to mention, you can't just say, oh, we're going to get free buses, free this, free that, free childcare. Where's that money coming from? And he has to run all this through the city ordinance people. So he can't he can run on it, but he ain't going to do any of it because he can't. So all that free shit he's talking about isn't going to happen. Just so you know. So New York City, if you vote for him, y'all are foolish. Because Cuomo has at least experience. He ran New York. And we came out at the end of it pretty darn good. He wasn't perfect, I'll grant you. There was issues, I get you. What politician is perfect? But at least he has run New York. At least he knows New York. This Mamdani character literally is an implant. He came here not even 8 years ago. So he's been here not even as an American citizen longer than 10 years. Hasn't even made 10 years yet in this country. And he comes in and he immediately runs for mayor of one of the largest cities in this country. Y'all don't find that weird? Not even a little bit weird? Because I do.
This is getting seriously impacting the U.S. economy. What's your take?
I think it's likely to open Wednesday or Thursday of this week. The Democrats will wait until after Election Day because they think the shutdown is good for energizing the crazies in their party. But I think it'll be either late this week or early next week.
So the Democrats have been using the government.
And that is very true. The Democrats are using this government shutdown as a leverage point. They know that 42 million Americans are going to go without SNAP benefits. Do they care? No, because they don't care about American citizens. They only care about illegal immigrants. And listen, I don't have a problem with immigrants. But what's wrong with doing it the right way? Just like all these fools on TikTok who are telling you to go into Walmart and steal. Guess what? They don't touch you. This guy was stupid. He was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to watch. Don't pay no attention to them. And he walks by, he points out a guard standing there, the door greeter. And he said, see, he won't touch you. Yeah, he won't touch you. They will wait until you leave the store, and then they'll contact the police and have you arrested. Because you see, they don't bother you until you leave the store. Because then, guess what? You're stealing. And stealing is against the law. So the moment you leave, it might not happen that same day, but it will happen. Because if you don't think that Walmart is going to review every single loss prevention video and make sure that they get every single bit of their merchandise or back, or the people pay for that merchandise, I guarantee you, a multi-billion-dollar company like Walmart are not stupid. They didn't get to be multi-billion-dollar companies by being stupid. Okay? And that's all I'm saying. So if you're going to, and I know people might be without some food. Food banks, talk to your neighbors, everybody help each other out during this hard time. Don't go breaking the law. Because that's just thug behavior. And it's disgusting. And you shouldn't do it. Because the only thing that happens when you steal is you're hurting the community. You want to know why? You're hurting like your grandma, your moms. You want to know why? Because when you steal, guess what? They have to recoup that money. How do they recoup that money? By raising prices. So when your grandma goes to the store and pays $5 for a loaf of bread instead of $1, you can say it's because you stole from that store. Because all that happens is the prices go up. Because people are too busy stealing shit. They might get that item for free. You might get away with it. But guess what? Somebody has to pay for that. And it could be your grandma or your mama.
Been shut down to turn out their base when it comes to the No Kings protest, when it comes to elections. Meanwhile, Trump...
And those No King protests are absolutely stupid. They are absolutely stupid. I'm sorry. You're protesting No Kings. And you're allowed to protest this. So who's the king? That's what I'm curious about. Because if there were a king, a dictator, as you say, like, let me say, do you see No Kings protests in China or in Russia? Because in a dictatorship, a real dictatorship, guess what? You would not be allowed to protest. So all these stupid No Kings protests are dumb and they're redundant because you're not getting anything done anyway. We don't care. We know that there's no king in America, you dipshits. But guess what? Your protest did nothing but cause chaos and get your little face on the TV for 5 minutes. And we don't care. Trump is still the president. He's going to remain the president for the next couple of years. And then, most likely, J.D. Vance will be the next president. Why? Because every single American is going to remember this. And we're going to say, gee, do we want another Democratic nightmare? Or do we want a Republican who might be somewhat moderate? So, folks, I'm hoping and praying that the government actually opens up this week. And it's not for the SNAP benefits, although I do agree that the elderly, the vets, and disabled and children should never go without food. Everybody else can get a freaking job. And yeah, I know it's hard to get work. Believe me, I get it. I've been in the position where I had to dodge school buses and everything else, where you have to get your kid to school by a certain hour and you can only work from this hour to this hour because you got the kids coming home. It's called Latchy Kids. Make it a thing again. When I went home, my parents were never home when I got home from school because they were both working. I'd let myself in, make myself a snack, and do my homework, and that'd be that. And then my mom would come in around 5, 6 o'clock and start dinner. Latchkey Kids. Make it a thing again. And just so you know, guys and gals, free health care. Free health care, free child care. This is mostly for people in New York. Free health care, free child care. Guess what? There's nothing free in this world. As New Yorkers, you should know that, huh? You should know that. There's nothing in this world that's free. Nothing in this world. Sorry, I'm goofing off my hat. My hair's erect. But there is absolutely nothing in this world that is free. It comes from somewhere. Whether it's from taxes, whether it's from the rich, whether it's from the poor, whether it's from the government, the money comes from somewhere. Nothing is free. And the whole nonsense about free health care and free SNAP benefits and free this and free that for people. Why do you think blue states fail and red states don't? You don't hear about the crime rate shooting up through the roof in red states. No. You don't hear about all this illegal immigrants protesting, not getting their free meals. I made a video about that. Illegal immigrants were protesting in New York City because they were given free food, 3 meals a day, 4 meals a day, whatever. They were given a bunch of free food for their families. That wasn't good enough. They wanted their authentic food from their country. That's why they started receiving SNAP benefits. And Chuck Schumer is a fibber because he knows that they were receiving SNAP benefits. New York definitely gives illegal immigrants, New York definitely gives illegal immigrants SNAP benefits. They get Section 8, they get driver's license, they get to vote in local elections. I hate living in a blue state. And believe me, I'm just waiting for my kid to get done with school, with college, and then me and my husband are out of New York permanently. New York is getting destroyed by the Democrats, slowly and steadily. But guess what? As of today, once the election finishes off, New York's really going to end up being destroyed, especially if Mandami gets elected. Because the man doesn't know how to run a city, especially one the size of New York. You're talking not hundreds of thousands of people. You're talking billions of people live in New York. Billions. I don't know what the latest numbers are, but trust me when I tell you billions live in New York. My husband thinks it's like 8 million, 10 million that live in New York. City. Peeps, please, don't vote for Mandami. If you love New York, if you're a true blue New Yorker, don't vote Mandami because you can kiss New York goodbye. All that taxing the rich, guess what? The rich are already prepping to get. The moment he gets elected, they already have the mass exodus planned. All the people that have this are going. They will be the first to leave. The second group to leave will be my group, the middle class, the working class. We're going next. So who are you going to tax? Who's going to get all this free shit? Good luck, New York. That's all I can say. Because I tell you what, I love this state. I was born here, raised here. I love New York. I'm a true blue New Yorker. My husband's a true blue. My kids are true blue New Yorkers, even though only one of them live in the, or two of them live in the state now. But still, point is that true blue New Yorkers here. And I can tell you that New York has severely been destroying. And it's gotten so bad here with these Democrat leaders that don't give a crap about American citizens. They don't care about the working class. They used to get the union votes. They don't even get those anymore. Do you know how bad it is that the union left the Democrats? And we're talking about the union that built that city, the iron workers. Do you know, Chuck Schumer, how bad it is when you lose the local? At least minimum 10,000, 20,000 votes. Gone. The rich votes, gone. The middle class, the working class, gone. Get ready, New York. It's going to be a mass exodus the moment Mamdani wins. The moment he takes that victory lap is the moment you will start seeing and hearing all the content about New Yorkers running as fast as they can from New York. Because they're not going to put up with someone like Mamdani. I can tell you that right now. I'm not staying in New York. I know that. Not with him as mayor. Oh, no. Nope. Anyway, folks, that's it for now. That's all. That's your morning update. We've got the SNAP benefits I want to talk about done. We got the Mandami issue done. Jersey's about to flip red. Done. That Chitterello. Yeah. Vote red. Don't vote blue. The only other thing we got to talk about is this 3-eye atlas. What is going on with that? NASA, I think it's Sean Duffy is the acting administrator for NASA. This government shutdown, BS. Don't use that as an excuse. You're not releasing 3i Atlas photos and videos because you're hiding something. What you hiding? Because there's so many, there was like 10 different anomalies that basically state that this is not a comet. So what exactly is it? Because they thought it was going to break up under perihelion. It did not. It was supposed to get red. It turned blue instead. This thing has so many things that are, the tail is pointing towards the sun instead of away. And nobody, and I'm sorry, they had pictures up. This thing does not look like a comet from what I saw. I don't know what it is. I wouldn't even begin to tell you what I think it is because I'm not like a scientist or anything like that. But I will tell you this, it didn't look like a comet. It didn't look like a rock, a base rock. I don't know what it is, but I'm damn sure positive it's probably, well, not positive, but I think it's something other than a comet or an asteroid, put it that way. And it's changed trajectory. In other words, it's changed its course of where it's going. And it's more heading towards Earth now than away from Earth, according to the reports. So basically, it came from the sun, from behind the sun where we can see it again, and it dipped towards the Earth instead of staying on its normal course. So what's going on? Now, let me ask you a question. People go, well, it's a comet, It's nothing to worry about. It's nothing to worry about. They would tell us if it was something to worry about. Let me ask you a question. Do you honestly believe, and I want you to think about this, do you honestly believe that anyone within our government would honestly tell us if there was a comet, a spacecraft, or anything else coming towards the Earth that's going to make an impact or stop on the Earth? Do you think they would tell us that? Seriously? Because they wouldn't. They really wouldn't. Hello, Project Blue Book, Project Blue Beam, because they come up with these projects and stuff and classified things because they don't want to tell us these things. And you know why they don't want to tell us these things? Because they're not stupid. They know it would cause mass panic. Put it this way, if President Trump got on TV and said, okay, guys, we got the scoop on 3i Atlas. It's not a comet. It's not an asteroid. We've made first contact. It's an alien craft and it's coming to Earth. What do you think would happen? Every single person would go freaking batshit crazy and start robbing, looting, burning, everything they could think of they would do. They would lose their minds. It would be mass hysteria. And that's why our government doesn't tell us shit. Because people don't know how to behave when they hear things. I mean, look what happened with the EBT SNAP benefits. What they said was SNAP benefits would be delayed. And it caused all of this chaos over somebody saying they would be delayed. There are men and women who are working literally for free right now. And y'all worried about whether or not you're getting your SNAP benefits. Now, I can understand if you have children and you really have no food in your house and you have no way to obtain food, like you can't go out and work because you're disabled or you're elderly or something like that, or a veteran. I get it. I do. But that being said, this government shutdown is affecting more than just SNAP benefits. It's affecting the entire economy, our entire way of life. And the Democratic leaders like Chuck Schumer AOC, Bernie Sanders, all of them, Mondami included, all of them. They don't care. They do not care. They do not care about us American citizens, whether or not we are getting paid, whether or not we are getting food. They don't care. They already said that. When they made the statement, we are using this as leverage because it's all we've got. And that came directly from a Democratic leader. I'm just saying, guys. Anyway, don't forget, like and subscribe. And again, shout out to, I forgot the name, hold on. Shout out to We Got Receipts on YouTube. Give her the love, give her the like, give her the subscribe. I subscribe to her as well. And I absolutely, why did my YouTube cut off my subscription on her? Every now and then you got to check your YouTube and this is for my subscribers, just to make sure you're still subscribed. Because for some reason, sometimes that happens. Like I know for a fact I've been subscribed to her because I've seen her videos in the past. And all of a sudden it said subscribe, like I haven't been subscribed to her. I don't know. Anyway, point is this, guys. Let's stick together and stop letting these Democratic leaders use us as leverage, basically, because that's what they said they were doing. They're basically using this government shutdown as leverage against us, the American people. And that ain't right. And no, this has nothing to do with Trump. It has nothing to do with the presidency or the office of the executive branch. It has everything to do with the Democratic leaders. Chuck Schumer, AOC, Bernie Sanders, Mondami, Jasmine Crockett, all of them. Newsom, Gavin Newsom, all of them. If you are a Democratic leader, you don't care about an American citizen. Put it this way, their own people are leaving their party because they've lost their minds. John Fetterman, gone. All this stuff, gone. Why? Because of the Democrats, and they're using what they're doing. And it's disgusting because they're doing it to get their voter base out and get them riled up so they vote for a Democrat. And guess what? Don't let them do it to us. Don't. Just stand tall, stand strong. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'll catch you on the flip. And we'll catch you up later with more news. Peace. Love you guys. And don't forget, God loves you, so do I. Be nice to one another. Remember, life's too short for all this nonsense. All this craziness going on. All these protests, all these people being crazy with Antifa and Snap and 3i. It's just all crazy. Peace out. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Once again, shout out to We Got Receipts on YouTube. Peace.